Sitting here contemplating, meditating, mulling things over, um, just sitting and looking at life, you know. What I've been considering and contemplating on is the nature of desire, right? The nature of craving and things like that. And somehow, sometimes people get the idea that it's wrong to have desire, that it's wrong to have hunger, that it's wrong to have these things. But is that really true? Because, see, if I was not hungry, would I eat? And if I didn't eat, would I not die? So, would not that desire to eat be cool? Because it's what's keeping me alive, right? Yeah. Those types of desires are not evil or bad or any of that stuff. What causes me trouble is when I desire things to be differently than what they already are. Because what is already is. And I can't change what already is. I have that choice to be with what's here, or I can contend with it, which is futile because you can't change what already is any more than you can change the past. So if I'm going to have any kind of peace of mind, I'm going to have to live with what's here, be present with what's here without all the judgments about what's here. What makes me want things to be different than they are? What stirs up that desire? Well, is it not the judgments I'm making? This should be, this shouldn't be. This is right, that's wrong. All these judgments I'm making about what is or what has been, you know, it's all these judgments I make about that stuff that causes me to suffer. And then I go to think back before I had judgments when I was little. I was hungry, I cried, life bought me a bottle. I drank it. Life took care of me without all these judgments about it. And as I grew and this mind developed, right, and I learned words and all that. Right along with all that, I began to be indoctrinated to be taught judgments about life and people and places and things. This should be, that shouldn't be. Black is bad, white is good. You name it, you name it. All these judgments from being in a society that basically makes judgments about everything because that's what was passed on to them. So these judgments come out of my conditioning. They come out of what I was taught was good and bad, right, wrong by my peers, by my parents, by the school, by the religious organizations, by the government, by the media, by the movies, by the songs, and all the stuff that I've taken, confabulated further and concocted in my mind to make all these decisions about what's right and what's wrong, what should and shouldn't be. There's the root of all my suffering. That's when I start to suffer. That's when I take on this sense of unworthiness because I'm not measuring up to what should and shouldn't be. And that's where I have to create this persona to hide behind, right? Which we call the ego, maybe something like that. But initially, we didn't need that until we learned to make judgments about things. Jesus in the Bible said that if you wanted to get into the kingdom of God, and it was described as being righteousness or synchronicity with life, peace and joy, right? If you wanted to be those things, to be righteous, to be joyful, to be peaceful, to be those things, that you would have to go back to becoming a little child again to enter into that state of being those things. And of course, when we look at it like this, yeah, we have to lay aside all our thinking, all our judgments. We have to come at life with a beginner's mind. We have to learn to see things for the first time every time, to see things for the first time only every time. Yeah? Let chew on that a minute. Meditation helps me with this. Meditation, I sit still, I become quiet. I become focused on one thing, say my breath or whatever, and then I just observe all the things that are going around in my head, in my body. I reconnect with these things. I reconnect with feelings that I'm having, sensitivity. I reconnect with thoughts that are going on in my mind, and that I'm observing them without judgment. Now I know that I'm thinking rather than thinking that I know anything because I'm watching the thinking occur. You see, I'm watching the thinking occur. I'm observing these thoughts go through my head. Where things become hard is when I think I know something. When I take what I think to heart just because I had the thought. When I take what I think to heart just because I had the thought. And that's the norm for most people. They don't question what they're thinking. They think they're right just because they thought it. Yeah. And where's that gotten us? How has that served us in becoming more peaceful or compassionate? It hasn't. Has it? No. What it served us is becoming egotistical and full of pride and arrogance and stuff like that because we got it all figured out. We know it all, you know. And how do we know it all? From all that conditioning? The shouldn't be, shouldn't be. Oh man, and how we suffer from that. It makes us resentful. It brings with it regret. It's the soil in which entitlement comes from. I deserve this. I don't deserve that. Based on what I've done or said or not done and said. What's fair in my mind? As if there's anything fair or unfair about life or love. Yeah. But I'm conditioned to think that there is this fairness, this sense of entitlement, so to speak, like I was saying. If I get what I thought I didn't deserve and I don't like it, I'm going to get resentful. So that's what's going to come out of that. I may live in regret. as well. But the key to getting out of all that matrix of all those judgments in my head is going back to being that having that mind and child like heart and mind. Yeah, it's empty. It's empty of all judgments about what should and shouldn't be. And this by no means gives me an excuse not to attend to the things that I need to in life. It's not apathy. It's not complacency. It's neither of those. This is acceptance. There's a big difference between acceptance and complacency. A big difference. When I accept life on its terms, there's no problem with life. It's the answer. Acceptance is the answer to all my problems. It really is. Life is does not need me to think for it. It doesn't need me to manage it. Life invites me to participate in it, to be lived. It's not about managing it. And the more I try to manage what's unmanageable, and that's pretty much all of it, because it's all impermanent. Everything's always changing. How can I manage that which is changing all the time? Just when I think I got it locked into a corner, there it's gone. So it's that impermanence that I'm not supposed to manage it all, you know? I'm not supposed to force what I think should and shouldn't be upon this world or even upon myself, to force myself to no, it isn't about forcing myself. It's about allowing myself to just be here, now, present as I am with what is as it is. Yeah, one with it, not separate from it, not in contention with it. And the thing is, aside from the judgments I make about it, I already am one with it, am I not? It's the judgments in my mind that create that distance. But if I can look into the things that I'm thinking and the notions that I'm having and inquire into whether they're really true or not. What I find is a lot of the things that I take to heart just came from the conditioning, from the programming. Doesn't make them true at all. And the truth is what liberates me. It's what gives me freedom. Freedom from the tyranny of this false self with all its judgments trying to rule the world. I don't have to have all the answers. I can live in the mystery. I can live in the mystery with that innate trust that was there before all the conditioning came. And it's still in me. I just got to reconnect with it. It's still there. We're all given a measure of trust in life. I would like to say more of the measure of trust, the measure of faith, because things like faith are whole. They're not divided. They're either you trust or you don't. Either you're at peace or you're not. You see, trust, peace, love, hope, trust, these things are whole in and of themselves. They're not divided into measures. They're not measured out. Either you have it or you don't. And it's really that simple. And the thing is, those things are eternal. The knowledge comes and goes. The judgments come and go. They're always changing. But the love, the trust, the hope, those sort of things, they are whole in and of themselves. They're innate within our being. They've always been there. In all actuality, they are what we are. We are that. We are not this image of us that we have in our head. We are not this belief about us that we have in our mind. Who we are is a mystery. And that's what makes living great. It's not certainty, but it's trust that allows us to live in the mystery. And that's what makes life vivacious. If we knew everything, we'd be like stone. Stone, man. Fixed, concretized. We don't want to be like that. Flexible, versatile, adaptable, flowing with life. That's where we want to be. And the less we know, the more we flow. uh, Flowing doesn't come from additional knowledge. No, that just adds weight to us, right? And you don't flow if you're heavy. It's when you're light that you're able to flow. So we need to lighten up. Sincerity is great. Authenticity is great. To be serious is a bummer. It makes the heart heavy. And what is it? Seriousness is all about is taking something that's impermanent and treating it as though it was. And all these things that we get upset about every day, whether they be the little fly that lands on our ears, or the wars and the famines and the all that going on. All these things are temporary. They will pass. All things pass away. And that's the cool part. It all passes away. But we can be with all this without compromising our being, loving, peaceful, in sync with the flow. And what will keep us from that is our judgment. So for today, I just want to take the time to sit still and just feel and just look with open eyes, not squinted eyes, not looking for anything. I'm just looking at everything and seeing things as they are, happening to be happening, manifesting in this moment without resistance. I cease fighting everything and everybody, even myself.